What's that you hear? That's right. Today is the day that Ram has announced the return of the TRX.
That ain't true! That's not true! So get your facts straight.
Oh yeah, not only is it true, but they also dropped information on the brand new diesel-powered Power Wagon. So Ram's making a huge splash for 2026, and we got early access to the information, so I figured this would be a great episode to start off the new year with Ram TRX news, and I hope you enjoyed what you just heard.
The Truck Show. We're gonna show you what we know. We're gonna answer what the truck, 'cause truck rhymes with the Truck Show. We have the lifted, we have the lowered, and everything in between. We'll talk about trucks that run on diesel, electricity, and on gasoline. The Truck Show, the Truck Show, the Truck Show. Oh, oh.
It's the Truck Show with your host, Holman.
Welcome back. Happy New Year. Happy New Year from the Pod Shed. Happy 2026. We put 2025 behind us. It was an awful, terrible, no good year. And I'm happy it's gone. Happy it's in the background. So this is your host, Holman, and I'm here to greet you and welcome you to 2026 with news from Ram, and that's the return of the TRX and the addition of the diesel-powered Power Wagon. So what do you say we get into it? But first, let's thank our sponsors. The Truck Show podcast is proudly brought to you in partnership with AMSOIL, the maker of the best synthetics, and the same ones we use in our rigs. Did you know AMSOIL is more than synthetic oil? They also make some of the finest lubricants, greases, additives, filters, car care products, and yes, even merch. We use AMSOIL products to protect our rigs, and you can do the same by heading to amsoil.com. Do you need a knife? Then head over to kershaw.kaiusa.com and explore their line of exceptional pocket knives. They have a huge selection of quality knives from EDCs to Made in the USA and automatics. Score one for yourself today. And if you want to treat yourself to the latest in adventure, gear, and upgrades for your vehicle, go to ovrmag.com and use the code @TruckShowPodcast for a discount on print or a 1-year digital subscription for free. The Truck Show podcast survives off of sponsorships and your reviews. Please help me to keep it free by supporting our sponsors and leaving reviews and comments on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Do you guys want to hear that burly truck one more time? I mean, what the heck, right? Oh, man, that sounds so good. Oh, well, let's get into the details on the Ram Power Wagon and the Ram TRX. But first, I think we'll do Power Wagon first. What the heck? So first, a little history on the Ram Power Wagon, which I believe debuted in 04 as an 05 model. And I was in early on that as one of the first journalists to drive it. I think there were 4 or 5 of us. Drove it in Moab for the very first time. And Power Wagon's always been near and dear to my heart. And over the years, there's been one thing that's been asked over and over and over again, and that was, we want a diesel Power Wagon. We want a diesel Power Wagon. We want a diesel Power Wagon. So Ram has said, well, we'd love to give it to you, but it'll compromise capability. It won't ride as well off-road. The cooling stack is in the way of the winch and the sway bar disconnect, and it won't be as good of an experience. Well, now they said we're doing a diesel Power Wagon. And the Ram Rebel HD was basically a de facto Power Wagon, but it lacks some of the Power Wagon features like a front locker. So what do you get with the new diesel Power Wagon versus what you get with the gas Power Wagon? Well, let's first set the stage of what the diesel Power Wagon is. It's got the new 6.7 Cummins. It's the high output, which is the only version they have, which has the 1,075 pound-feet of torque. So when you match the Cummins with the Power Wagon, you essentially get front and rear electronic locking differentials, and you still get the limited slip in the rear, which is huge. Bilstein shocks, which I think are pretty close to, they're closer to the Rebel HD than they are to the Power Wagon gas in terms of tuning and things like that. You get full underbody protection, get a 5-link coil sprung rear suspension, hill descent control, Mopar accessory rock rails standard, and then you also get the class exclusive disconnecting front sway bar, What you don't get is the Warn winch. But I think they're working on like an accessory package. But from the beginning, out of the factory, that's one thing it won't have is a factory winch. Power Wagon also gains a fifth wheel gooseneck prep package and automatic leveling rear air suspension for the first time. 342 gears instead of the 456s that come on the gas truck. 31-gallon fuel tank, so you get an estimated 600 miles of range, which makes it great for overlanding. And the diesel Power Wagon also gets the Power Wagon bed decals, the standard Sport Performance hood, and the satin black Cummins badging. You also get one of the most premium interiors. The Power Wagon with the Cummins turbo diesel will come in the second half of 2026, and the starting price will be $88,470. That includes destination. So some of the other things to note that I thought were pretty interesting, the axles are 9.25-inch front and 11.5-inch rear, 342. You get upgraded axle shafts are now 38 millimeters, so that they are a little bit stronger from the rotating force that's needed from the 34-inch wheel and tire combo. It's essentially the same 20-inch wheels in satin black that you would get on a Rebel HD. I don't love those wheels. I don't think they look great. I don't think they're great for off-roading in terms of the shape of them. I wish they would have had a diesel Power Wagon to have a more specific Power Wagon wheel. I think would have been better. Like if you took the Power Wagon wheel of today from the gas one, upsized it to 20 to fit the big brakes and all that stuff. But I do like the 34-inch tires, so that's nice instead of the 33s that you get on the Power Wagon gas model. But I wish they would have done that. And then it's so close now to a Rebel HD, except for the axles and except for the winch, sway bar, disconnect in the front, and the limited slip in the rear. I wonder if the Rebel HD sticks around for 26. So I don't have the answer to that question. There'll be a lot more information to come. The other thing that I thought was interesting is when you look at a gas Power Wagon, one of the knocks on it has always been payload is kind of low. So when you go to the diesel Power Wagon, payload is said to be better, but it hasn't been announced what payload and towing are yet. So no way to compare that to the gas Power Wagon quite yet. But here's a couple other things to glean out of the very, very early, very preliminary specifications. Approach angle is 26.1 on the diesel, where it's 29.4, I believe, on the gas truck. Ramp breakover angle is 20.6 degrees, where on the gas truck it's 22 degrees. And departure angle is 26 degrees, which is the same as the gas model. And ground clearance is 13.2 inches compared to ground clearance at 14.2 inches on the gas model. So you give up a little bit of clearance with the diesel. You probably give a little bit of off-road ride because of how heavy that engine is on the front. But you get the full 430 horse and 1075 on torque, which is pretty amazing. And you can also get the bench seat in the front if you want that as well. So lots more to come. This is just a quick hit of sort of the most important info that's come out of the Power Wagon press release for right now. And I think you can look at it and say gas Power Wagon is more off-road centric, whereas diesel Power Wagon, while being more off-road centric than the standard Ram off-road package, is more of a jack of all trades. And I think that's a fair compromise to make for how people are going to use it, especially if you're towing fifth wheels and things like that. So now you have a great heavy-duty truck to tow your fifth wheel to the desert and go hang out in front of a bonfire. Or go overlanding with a big old slide-in the back. So I'm excited to test it. This is a really cool truck, but I know the reason that you're here is you want to know, what did they do with the TRX? Is it 702 horsepower, or did we get 707 horsepower like the other SRT products? Well, first of all, SRT Performance Division has been rekindled. The Ram TRX has been renamed the 1500 SRT TRX, and it's now the very first product to come from the reformulated SRT Performance Division, which is awesome. It's also the most powerful production street-legal gas half-ton pickup truck ever. And the power? 777 horsepower and 680 pound-feet of torque. 777. Wow. I mean, wow. Of course, it's the 6.2-liter supercharged Hemi, not the 6.4 392. A little bit smaller because of the boost. It's capable of launching the TRX from 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds, and it retains the same 118-mile-an-hour top speed. And there's going to be a Bloodshot Night Edition where you can get an exclusive two-tone paint job where the top half of the cab above the belt line is what they call their blacktop upper paint scheme. Along with it comes a bold flame red painted centered hood stripe, matching accents. Some of the other things you'll notice on the new TRX, regardless of the package, is red Ram badging in the grille, and you get a new TRX logo, an SRT badge on the tailgate, as well as a T-Rex, which okay. The T-Rex thing is wrong. Johnny Lieberman is wrong. It was never called a T-Rex. It's always been a TRX. But I think Ram's leaning in. Now everybody's going to call it a T-Rex because it has a Tyrannosaurus Rex head on it, on the outside, on the badge. I can't complain about that. It looks pretty rad. And there's a glass encased center console badge, which is pretty cool as well. The TRX gets 14 inches of max suspension travel. It's the second generation Blackhawk E-squared adaptive shocks, and it also gets Ram active terrain dynamics. Ram is now the only truck manufacturer to offer hands-free active driving assist, which is L2 Plus, on a high-performance off-road gas pickup. So both the RHO and the TRX will get hands-free active driving. You also get a bunch of tech, including the 14.5-inch larger center touchscreen, the 12.3-inch digital cluster. You get a heads-up display with a 10-inch field of view. It's fully equipped standard. There's no longer a level 1 or level 2 TRX. It's just everything is awesome. Hand-wrap leather interior surfaces, real carbon fiber, ventilated and massaging front seats, dual wireless charging pads, which don't say Ram charger on them, a 19-speaker Harman Kardon premium audio system. You also get a full suede headliner and visors, as well as a leather-wrapped airbag cover with red stitching. So the price, because I know you're waiting for the price. Designed and engineered in the U.S., the 2027 Ram 1500 SRT TRX arrives in the second half of 26 with a starting price of, this is not including the $2,595 destination, which is a little pricey, but the starting price is $99,995.
Wow.
So for those of you who've been waiting, the TRX is back. You'll be able to get it later this year, and I'm sure there'll be a ton of stories about it and a ton of articles, and we're going to cover it a ton. I hope we have access to it, but 777 horsepower and 680 pound-feet of torque is crazy. And I still love the 0 to 60, 3.5 seconds. And you pair that with 14 inches of travel.
Every inch counts.
Well, I'm so glad that 2026 is starting off with a bang, and we could be part of it and deliver you the news of a new factory-backed 777 horsepower performance off-road truck and a diesel power wagon. Woo!
The truck show, the truck show, the truck show. Whoa, whoa.
And don't forget to follow us on social at Truck Show Podcast on Instagram and on Facebook. And you can send me an email, truckshowpodcast@gmail.com, and we'll read it on the air. Or if you want to hear your voice and be part of the show, the 5-star hotline, 657-205-6105. Got to thank our sponsors, AMSOIL. If you want to get some of the finest synthetics available, AMSOIL.com. Kershaw Knives, kershaw.kaiusa.com. And, of course, OVR Magazine, OVRmag.com. And don't forget to leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of the Truck Show Podcast. Thanks for listening, and I will look forward to bringing you lots of awesome news and truck content and stories and interviews in 2026. Happy New Year, everybody, and thanks for listening.
The Truck Show Podcast is a production of Truck Famous LLC. This podcast was created by Sean Holman and Jay Tillis, hosted by Sean Holman, and uses production elements by DJ Omar Khan and Jay Tillis. If you like what you've heard, please open your Apple Podcast or Spotify app and leave us a 5-star review. And if you're a fan, there's no better way to support the show than by sharing it and patronizing our sponsors. Some vehicles may have been harmed during the making of this podcast.
And I'm going to leave you with the soothing sounds of the 2027 Ram 1500 SRT TRX. 2 minutes of pure, supercharged 6.2-liter, 777 horsepower of auditory bliss.